Geoholics.
Pew, 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 pew. I've been watching Star Wars. I can tell. Yes. Hey, anytime a guest says Led Zeppelin is their band, count me in.
Yes. Yeah.
Count me in.
Oh, yeah. By far.
So good.
Probably
so good.
my favorite band.
What? Definitely top
time.
5 for me. No doubt about it. Well, welcome back to Geoholics, episode 282. This is a very special episode.
Yes. Very special episode.
Very special. For a number of reasons.
For a lot of reasons.
It's going to be awesome. And it is our last episode that we are going to record in this studio.
Yes. This is the what is it? The ultimate. The
farewell.
The farewell. We will record in a new studio in 2 weeks, but we have been here for 2 years?
I think it's 2 years.
Yeah, 2 years.
Yep.
Love this place.
It served us well.
It was our first kind of our own store. Our previous studios, we were a part of other offices, and now we finally got our own space.
Yep.
And then we're upgrading to the new space. It has its own bathroom.
It does.
It's a huge upgrade for us.
Huge. We are moving up in the world.
We really are.
The new space, I'm so excited about it, honestly. The more I think about it was a good find. You found it. Kudos to you.
I did. I even negotiated the deal and everything, and you never even saw it.
I think I was on vacation at the time or doing gallivanting somewhere, but you took care of everything, so I appreciate that. And the new place, it's a little bit more in our neighborhood.
It is.
Yep.
It's a little bigger. It's got our own, it's got a closet and some and our own bathroom.
2 separate areas. One will be an office. One will be the studio. It is going to be awesome.
And we have to thank our good friends at Altera Central, who help us. They're, I believe, our studio sponsor, and they do such a great job helping and supporting us, allowing us to move into a new studio.
Yep.
The new Altera studio space will be even better.
Even better. Yeah, we can't thank all of our sponsors enough, but I am really, really excited. So stay tuned.
Oh, yes.
It's going to be awesome.
Oh, yes.
We will be posting pictures and videos of the new space.
Yes. But here's one cheers.
Yes. Cheers to the last
to
episode.
The 36th Street studio space.
Yep.
Had, I don't know, I should have done the count, but probably about 100 episodes out of
here. And lots of memories.
And lots of good memories.
Lots of mezcal drank here.
An appropriate, safe amount of mezcal drink here.
Lots of things I probably don't remember.
A little bit.
Probably
maybe,
some of that too. Yes. But it's been great. So the thing is, we're tied together for another 2 years.
Yeah, we did sign a lease.
We did sign a 2-year lease.
And to our listeners, you got another 2 years of us.
Yep. So, but
here.
That's good stuff. This episode, of course, is powered by our good friends at MLID, making aerial and terrestrial surveys faster and easier than ever before. To learn more, go to MLID, that's EMLID, .com. What else is new, bud?
I got a good call this morning from a guy, acquaintance of mine, colleague, I should say. And we've been working a lot for the past 3 or 4 years to try to get into here in Phoenix area. There's the what's called EVIT, the East Valley Institute of Technology. Yes. There's a West Valley one. I can't remember the name of that. West Mech or something like that. Yeah. We have kind of broken through and got them excited about an apprenticeship program for material testing technicians and survey technicians.
Really?
Yes.
We need to have a conversation.
I know we do.
Because I talked to somebody this past weekend that could also be very influential in that effort. Let's, as they say, talk shop. Yes.
I don't, but we finally got to the point where there was a meeting had and there's some enthusiasm, and now it's time to start to bring in some of the industry partners that can really partner with these guys, and the apprenticeship is part of their curriculum and program. So there's a lot of partnership there, but there's wins all across the board here. So I'm really excited about that.
That is awesome. And we haven't even had a chance to talk about it, but when I was at the ASPRS conference here last week, I guess it was
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, I talked to a gentleman from Houston, and there is a high school in Houston that has a geospatial program in it.
What?
Yep. So they've already got the curriculum. They've got everything set up. And at the end of when these kids that are in this program graduate high school, they already have their Part 107 certification and they've passed the CST1 certification.
Wow.
Yes, it's legit. So like it could be a model that maybe you could possibly implement.
Yeah.
Bring it on. Other than that, I'll be at the Idaho
that's this weekend.
Next weekend. In 2 weeks.
2 weeks, that's right.
In Boise for the Idaho America 250 celebration, honoring the initial point. They're having it at the old penitentiary that was built like in the late 1800s.
That's crazy.
And they're expecting like 500 to 800 people to be there. So that's going to be a lot of fun. I'm sure we'll get some great interviews. But yeah, that's it.
Are you taking the Go Pack?
Things happen. The Go Pack. What's that?
The studio.
Oh, yeah.
Studio in a backpack.
Studio in a box.
Yeah.
Yep, taking that for sure.
Nice.
All right. Our weekly updates are brought to you by our good friends at Topodot. We'll be there in just about a month, leading the way at the Topodot user conference, of course, leading the way in point cloud feature extraction and data governance. To find out more, visit topodot.com. That's Song of the Week. Give it the honor it is due.
It is a little-known, small band from originating in England, Led Zeppelin, formed in London in 1968. Just crazy. That's going to be what...
I can tell you.
That's going to be 60 years. They're 50. They were formed 58 years ago.
58 years ago.
Yeah.
Yes.
That is crazy.
That's the math.
Robert Plant, Jimmy Page, John Paul Jones, and the late John Bonham, of course. Zeppelin, one of the best-selling music artists of all time. I don't know how many times we've had him on. I probably read this like about five times. Yep. Heaviest band of all time, biggest band of the 70s, one of the most enduring bands in rock history, inducted to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1995. What is your favorite Led Zeppelin album?
Oh, geez. What is that one? Like Exit Stage Left?
In Through the Outdoor?
In Through the Outdoor?
Yeah.
That one.
That one?
Yeah.
Okay.
How about that?
I'm a present.
Do you have one?
I'm a Presents guy. Not a lot of people are a Presents fan. It's one of their later ones.
Didn't even know that was an album.
Yeah, it's further on. It's
I'll have to listen to it
further along. But me myself, I'm a big. I'm
going to look into that. As a matter of fact, I'm still hoping that they will somehow reunite with what's left and do something.
Yeah, just going to be. They've done a lot of those. You know, they did I actually saw the Jimmy Page with the Black Crowes when that concert was going. That sounds surreal. Yeah, so they did a lot of those reunion type of things, but it'll never be the same. Now, I don't know if there's another band that's going to have its own plane.
Black Moods.
Possibly.
Might be a Cessna.
Yeah, right. one at a time. No equipment.
Oh, God. All right. Our Song of the Week is brought to you by our good friends at Altera Central, your Trimble dealer for all things survey, mapping, and even marine gear. To find out more, check out alteracentral.com. All right. Time for our Leica.
Let me just take it from here. This week, Leica Geosystems Pro Tip of the Week is brought to you by the future of layout, where precision meets protection. When leveraging robotic layout like CivDot, like we'll hear about, don't just chase speed, build a closed loop workflow. Validate your control, automate your points, and verify your results. Because in this game, efficiency gets you ahead, but verification keeps you out of court.
Ooh.
I like that.
I
like that
is hard
a
hitting.
lot.
I love it. To find out more, of course, simply go to Leica-geosystems.com. I think the second mezcal starting to kick in. So bear with me.
Oh, you're one ahead of me. Good for you.
Yeah. Let's get our guest in here. Our guest, of course, this week is brought to you by David Evans and Associates. To find out more about the DEA difference, visit DEAINC.com. We're hiring for all positions. So
it's heating up over at the DEA office.
It's heating up big time. Yes. All right. We've got Tom Yeshurun with us. Born in a small town outside of Tel Aviv, Israel, attended Technion Israel Institute of Technology. He is the CEO of Civ Robotics, which we're going to learn everything there is to learn about this evening. And his passion is nature. He loves hiking with his family, and he likes team sports. But apparently, he had a catastrophic knee injury that has kept him from participating in those team sports.
Oh, you know how
I've been there, done that.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah. It ruined your professional baseball career, right?
Yeah. It did, no doubt. I'm glad you remember that, Tom. Welcome to the Geoholics. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me here.
You betcha. What kind of injury did you have to your knee? I'm just so curious.
They call it a trifecta. So,
Oh no, you tore
meniscus,
everything.
ACL, and everything, like the whole shebang. Went through a recovery, and then about a year and a half later, meniscus again.
Oh,
and that was it.
What was your sport?
The sport I used to play the most was actually basketball. I also played soccer, and the injury happened actually in a soccer.
Wow, that's a bad one. I can't speak to that. I
have a buddy that had like 2 of the 3, but not all 3.
The trifecta. No,
I wish I had the mezcal here with me. I usually drink that as well.
Oh, see, we're not the only ones.
Yep. Next time we'll have you in studio. How about that? We got plenty of mezcal to share. All right, let's learn all there is to learn about Civ Robotics. So you've lived the pain of traditional layout firsthand, and you've solved some problems there. What was the exact this is broken moment that pushed you to start Civ Robotics?
So it was a hybrid of a few moments, and that made me that crap, I should do something about this. As one, I had a surveyor who made a mistake in layout that cost me, I don't know, about $100,000 to fix. And it was just very, just miscommunication between myself, my surveyor, and then he brought another sub because he couldn't meet up with the tasks. So one of the tasks was to mark the sidewalk, and I asked him to mark the back of the sidewalk. It's like about 4 inches wide, and he marked the front, and everything was inside. So the contractor was building basically my instructions that were very clear in the email.
Yeah,
and when he hired another sub to do the work for him because he had about 3 crews as a job, he needed like 2 more for that time frame. He didn't tell them back. And that was it. And that, imagine a day before a massive road closure, the sidewalk was already built. We're gonna pave that intersection. Second layer of asphalt already done.
Oh,
and then I'm like, crap.
The worst feeling in the world. Yeah.
And I found it by measuring a tape. I'm like, wait,
yeah.
This is like 4 inches. This is 4 inches short.
Yeah. And you think it's only 4 inches, but
what's 4 inches amongst friends?
Yeah. It turns out they're little sticklers on the width of their road.
Yeah.
So tear, redo, and a lot of concrete.
Yeah.
Wow. Ugh. That sucks.
We have all been there, Tom. I can tell you that.
Feeling in the world.
It happens.
I don't blame my surveyor directly for it. We could have caught it earlier. And just one simple example I can explain, but also the fact that as a contractor, I had to oversee the work and communicate maybe 10 to 20 emails a day. Do this, do that. I wish I had a tool to just press this line of layout and do it.
Yeah.
That was the moment. And also, look, as a PM later, I knew how much we're spending on layout. I'm like, this is ridiculous. In 2020 at the time, I spent $2 million on layouts on a highway.
Wow.
I'm like, this is a bit silly. I'm spending $2 million on people walking. No disrespect to the surveying industry. In the end of the day, I respect it a lot. But for 2 people walking and marking with spray paint on the ground.
Oh, remember they got to spend a couple hours to get there first too. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and there's some setup.
I have 3 crews every day on the job site. 3 crews on a day, every day.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
as Kent and I could probably tell you that sounds like a great thing for us. We like multiple crews and walking around, and I mean, it's all the same to us, right?
Yep. Yeah. So, what was the first step for you in creating Civ Robotics?
Well, why don't you take a step back and give us the elevator speech on what Civ Robotics is and kind of set the stage a little better.
Sounds good. So Civ Robotics develop autonomous layout and machine guided systems, in particular focusing on infrastructure projects, and specifically even more, our bread and butter has been solar. Jobs that require hundreds, if not thousands of points to be marked daily. We have a job site with 200,000 points. And that's not even the biggest one. That's like a standard one that we have these days. And as we penetrate the market, we're seeing more and more adoption for machine guidance. And as other large players in the market like Trimble, like Top and everyone, machine guidance has been complementary to the surveying equipment, and it just made sense for us as well to make that leap and build up a product for that. And today we're actually selling more machine guidance than we are layout robots. So we have machine guidance systems already deployed, helping APCs and installers to get the job done faster, more precisely, more efficiently. And like I said, mostly solar, but also other infrastructure projects like data centers and highways. That's where I'm from.
So when did that switch happen when you went from more of the guidance systems than the actual layout robots?
Not less than 6 months ago. We started deploying the machine guidance systems. And today we actually are shipping out more machine guidance than layout robots.
Interesting.
What do you think attributed to that?
It's interesting because one of the biggest benefits of the machine guidance is less layout.
Yeah. So you have two competing products?
Yeah, and there's sabotaging one way or the other. But I like to say, like, I'm not here to dictate to the customer. If a customer wants to have layout, we have the layout robot.
Yep.
If you want to move to machine guidance and you have machine control most of your machines, we have a machine guidance solution for you as well.
So are you building the models for the machine control?
No.
Or are you providing you're providing the hardware?
We're providing the hardware and the software.
And the software.
GNSS neutral.
I gotcha. Perfect. So what are the applications what are the best applications for the robotic side of it?
So for the robotic layout, again, we're outdoors. We differentiate ourselves versus the HV, the dusty, the rugged that are indoors. We are outdoors. So we are focusing on foundation work. Like I said earlier, solar is a great use case, piling, pre-drilling, and some geotechnical. I don't know if you ever heard of wick drains, which is a method to drain the land, especially next to water.
Have you ever heard of that, John?
I have, yes.
Very unique technology, like system and solution. Like we had a job site that had 120,000 cornice to drop a 4-ton ball.
Jeez, what the heck?
Yeah. It's called dynamic compaction.
Deep dynamic compaction. Wow. There's a whole thing to it. There's
Interesting.
30-ton, 50-ton drops, and there's a whole science to it.
What kind of projects require that? What kind of projects require that?
A lot of oil and gas projects next to the water shore. And also, we see this also in data centers now, especially on the clay soils. When the water's, you want to compact that. Either you drain it or you compact it when it's dry enough with stuff like dynamic compaction, or you replace the soil. And there's different ways to solve the problem.
It's especially when you have we've been using it in areas where there is existing fill or landfills or areas that had, some, 20, 30 feet of fill. The cost to remove all that and put it back in is exorbitant, and it's expensive to drop a big weight a bunch of times, but there's a break even where it starts to make sense.
Interesting.
You have to do a lot more engineering and a lot more testing, but in lieu of moving that much earth, it makes a lot of sense sometimes.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. So Civ Dot or the robot is playing a more substantial role in those type projects.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. I like to say that the robot does not differentiate or discriminate coordinates. We have a customer laying out piles, ground improvements, trees. It's a coordinate.
There you go. Yeah. What are the limitations of the robot? I mean, because until you have humanoids, walking the site and staking, which probably is going to happen at some point. What are the limitations?
I would argue that.
You would or would not?
I would argue it.
You don't think it'll happen?
No, it's not. We are working in rough terrains, and the biggest issue I see with humanoids for now and probably for the next decade is battery.
Yeah,
construction job sites are remote, middle of nowhere, and these humanoids will probably work 30 minutes, 40 minutes without a charge continuously.
Yeah, Yeah.
Our robots are working 5-6 hours before they swap the battery, and they do it on the spot.
Oh, I gotcha. Yeah.
Those are one thing I would say. Look, the biggest limitation we have is the terrain and environments. We are built to work in outdoor environment, but if there's massive rocks, or boulders in the way, we built this machine to be simple, clean, efficient, and effective. So at first we had all the shits and giggles with lidars and whatnot, and we just got rid of it. Like, we kept it really, really simple, and it's a cobot. It works with a person. So one person with a machine.
Cobot.
Depending on your spacing. Yeah. Depending on your spacing, can mark an accuracy anywhere between 2 to 6 points a minute. Very effectively and useful tool to have in your arsenal.
So have you done the numbers on how more efficient is the cobot model versus a 2-man crew going through and locating and spray painting?
And staking. Yeah. So it depends, like you said, spray painting, staking, flagging, or putting a whisker in the ground. And the spacing, of course, affects the outputs and the accuracy requirements as well. What I like to say, the Civ dot would do at least, if not more, than 2 crews. So even 3 crews.
Yep.
With one person overseeing it.
Right. Yeah. In the right conditions. Let's make sure we're clear on that.
Correct. Again, if you're now doing a work in a very foresty environment, you should not use the machine.
Yeah.
And I would say, if you have a job that requires to mark 100 points a day, don't use a robot.
Right.
And if you need to be within, total station accuracy X, Y, and Z, we're using RTK for now. We may at some point also integrate RTS, but most of our customers don't want that or don't need it. So we are RTK only for now, and that's fine.
Sure. Yep. Yeah. So what is the setup like? Like, do you have to do some sort of calibration with the Civ dot in order to, make it relative to the individual site? Is that how it works?
We support the cal file from Trimble, and if you don't have a cal file, you're using a different provider. It's very little. Just give us your control points, and we can measure with the machine. Or if you have control points with the measurement in the lat long, just like any other surveying tool, we plug that into our software, and then we do all the transformation on our side. So it's very seamless, and especially if you're a Trimble customer, it's that simple. Just load your cal file to our software. Just if you move it from a SiteWorks to a TBC and whatnot, from one machine to another, and we're done. Yeah.
One of the coolest applications I've seen, well, 2 of them. One was like laying out striping on pavement. That was an amazing application. And then you mentioned data centers, laying out equipment. Once the slab is in, setting it up and then going in there and laying out equipment, because that's like super high precision type work.
Yeah, we mostly use this in data centers for the foundations and for the concrete slabs, especially for the, beneath that slab, there's cables that were installed and sticking out. So all that underground work and under the concrete work and the concrete work, those are where they use the most. We have been used as well for like tobos and grade checks and civil engineering applications on those job sites, because you have this tool, it does a topo as well, and it's very, very effective and fast versus the drone that takes time to process the data, while the Civ dot will give you the grade check immediately in a CSV.
Yeah.
In CSV. That's big.
Yeah. So I'm curious, like, the first time you show up with this robot on a site, on a construction site, what are some of the misconceptions contractors or surveyors have when they see it for the first time?
So I think that reaction has changed dramatically in the last 4 years. And that's one, because we're not the only robotic company out there now. And we see more robotics in general in the world, if it's from the Waymo and from the Spot the Dog and whatnot. So it's, I think in 2021, when we first came out with the robot, it was very different what it is today. So 2021, it was like, you're taking my jobs away. Actually, we had surveyors try to sue us as well in California. It was very negative.
Yeah.
And today, it's quite accepting.
Yeah.
Focusing on the positive thing is that we're helping the industry, and we have surveyors buying our product.
Oh, sure.
Well, yeah. So
because they won't allow me to buy humans, so I need to buy your product.
It's funny. I told my sales rep, look for companies who are hiring survey crew chiefs.
Yes,
Interesting.
exactly.
Those are your targets.
Yes,
so fun.
Yes,
yeah, that's great. How do you convey to surveyors or contractors, whatever, that they can trust the layout? Like, do you like, run, a layout routine, and then you come back and you have like the surveyor come in and do the same thing, and it's like boom, 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 you're spot on. I mean, what's the proof of concept, I guess?
So there's two sides of the table here. One, even before we get to the job site, we've been around here for a while. We have trusted partners and investors like Trimble Ventures who backed us up that would not have done it if we were not Bullseye.
Sure.
We've laid out our customers. I've laid out about, they're almost 10 million points already.
Wow.
They would not have been building these solar farms and buying more robots. It was not precise or repetitive. But if a new prospect asks us that question that you just said, how do we trust this? Is one, we monitor everything. If the HRMS and DRMS is not good enough within your tolerance, we will not mark. If you say you need to be within 300ths of a foot and the robotic arm before it says mark, it takes that shot and measure. And if within tolerance, it says mark. If it's not, it will try again until it hits that accuracy to tolerance that you define. If the RTK is not fixed, we're not going to even move, let alone mark. So we put all these things in quality assurance in place. And we also require our customers to do a 1-point check in the morning before they start the day to ensure that they are happy and content with the accuracy. We even limit the angle of the machine that's when it's marking, especially if it's marking a straight row. So we say that we're going to do that facing north. So that entire row is going to be safe, towards north with like up to 3 degrees of deviation, because you know how it is with geospatial. That antenna, if you're facing north or facing west, you might get another 2 millimeters of misalignment. And why?
Yep.
You can avoid that.
Yep.
I got to ask, but is that check that they're doing, are they not using the same setup or same GPS that the machine is using? Aren't you on the same network?
We are.
Yeah.
It's more about checking, make sure that the laser pointer was not like moved.
Okay. Got it. Yeah.
So
right. Yeah.
So there is some freedom for the laser pointer, and we actually shoot the laser through a CNC hole, like 5 millimeter diameter. But if that thing got hit during whatever, things happen.
Yep.
One, it might not go through that hole entirely, and they'll be a bit smaller. So they have a way to like tune it to make sure it's good. And we even gave them a steel pipe to put in that mechanism, and it has to go through that pipe. Otherwise, it's not level.
Oh, that means it's cockeyed a little bit, and yeah, okay,
interesting.
All the accuracy is on that alignment of that laser, right?
Correct.
Oh, interesting. So there's an algorithm there that has to take all that into consideration.
Sure.
Yeah. Crazy.
With tilt correction and everything. We have a very, very industrial grade IMU on that same rod. We're literally mimicking the movement of the person with the rod.
Got to tell you about our friends at Diamondback Land Surveying. DBLS was born out of a vision to create a company that would redefine excellence in the land surveying profession.
Our good friend Trent Keenan definitely does that.
That he does.
Today, they stand proud, having transformed that vision into a reality. Over the years, they have not only shaped the landscape of our industry, but also forged lasting relationships with our cherished clients, supportive friends, and invaluable employees.
Looking ahead, the future is bright for Diamondback Land Surveying. They stand poised to embrace new technologies, adopt innovative methodologies, and continue pushing the boundaries of excellence in our field.
To find out more, go to diamondbacklandsurveying.com. Hexagon, one of the new kids on the block.
That's right. Well, for us.
For us, yes. Hexagon is the global leader in digital reality solutions combining sensor, software, and autonomous technologies.
Yeah, their solutions free their customers to harness the rapidly increasing amounts of data, putting it to work to boost efficiency, productivity, quality, and safety across industrial, manufacturing, infrastructure, public sector, and mobility applications.
Hexagon's strategy targets the rapidly widening gap between the enormous amounts of data being created and the world's ability to harness it. To find out more, visit hexagon.com.
What about is that the only kind of wear and tear thing that you've experienced? I mean, I'm sure you when you get out into the rough terrains that you bring a lot more problems to light than just doing it inside a building and being nice and precise. I mean, you're out there in the rough go, right?
In the rain, in the mud, in the snow, and the sand.
Yeah.
Actually, the biggest wear and tear is actually the tires.
Well, that brings me to my next question. So when it comes to the Civ.Robot, is there just one or are there multiple versions of it?
So there's two models. One is with spray paint. That's, I would like to say, up to a tenth of a foot. And it's the same chassis. And it'll just stop and mark within the actually that we define, but it can't go more than a tenth.
Gotcha.
And then there's the Civ.Plus, which is the same chassis with a robotic arm in the back. That's how you stop within 2 inches. Then the robotic arm will fine tune the last 2 inches and bullseye on the ground within 300ths of a foot.
Okay.
So those are our bread and butter. You mentioned earlier the striping machine, and we call it the Mini. It's a byproduct of the Civ Dot, and we created this for the road striping industry.
Okay.
Is that catching on as much as the other ones are? I'm just curious.
No, not really.
Because there's not, I mean, that's pretty automated already, right?
There is actually less automation, in my opinion, there. The biggest challenge with the striping industry that I see today is that they don't have digital files. They're still running off PDF for O&M. On the new jobs, yes. But for O&M, they don't.
Right.
So you can't really, there's no DXF you can upload to the system and just go layout. So on a new highway, yeah, for sure.
Well, no, they do. It's just in a different department that did the mobile LiDAR for the stop signs, and that data's sitting in there somewhere, but no one can get it out of there and get it into here.
We had a customer out in SoCal who wanted to use a Civ.Mini, and said, that's the only file I have. I'm like, are you sure? Like, can you try to get it out? We couldn't get the file. I'm like, so I took the file that they have, and there's a phone number at the bottom right of the engineering firm who did it. We literally just called them, asked for that guy's name, and he sent us that file within 10 minutes.
It's hilarious.
Right.
You just got to ask. Just got to ask.
So, but most of them don't have it.
Yeah, right. So what type of client is seeing the highest return on investment when they decide to invest in Civ.?
Great question. And I have two answers for that. Our biggest customers are the EPCs, engineering, procurement, construction companies who are building large solar farms, and they need at least 1,000 points every day to be laid out on every job that they're working on. So we had a job site that before us, they had 16 people doing layouts. 16 people doing layouts. With us, 2 robots. 2 operators and 1 super. That was it. And that job was a union job. Now you can calculate the ROI very, very, very quickly on the savings that they made. And then we also have the totally opposite. We have the surveying firms and the small SMBs who are doing smaller projects that either they used to sub out the work to a surveying firm. Now they're bringing this in-house because they don't want to deal with surveying firm for every new job that they go to. It's more of a headache. So they're seeing more savings on dealing with more contracts with different subs, and then they may not show up because it's a very small job, and the surveyor may not show up for $10,000 job. That's one. And then surveying firms who are, like I said earlier, they're having trouble to find talent. For every 3 surveyors that retire, just 1 joins the force. I don't have to, I'm sure you've heard this multiple times. So getting talent to do the work is great, and it's great to have a tool that can mitigate that gap. And also, most surveyors don't want to do staking.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they don't want that work. They want to do the surveying. They want to do the mapping.
Right.
So giving them a tool to allow it to be more competitive with staking is something that we see tremendous value for them.
Yeah. And like in a lot of states, in a lot of situations, it doesn't take like a licensed professional surveyor to do the staking, right?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, you should have one that somebody that knows what they're doing needs to do the calcs and to do the layout of where it actually should be. But
sure.
I mean, you because in the keep in mind the other scenario is if you're not a licensed, if I was an owner and with the potential of a 4-inch mistake is hundreds of thousands of dollars, I would probably prefer a licensed professional to make sure that not to make sure, but help prevent that from happening.
Sure. Yeah.
So I would always recommend our customers to have controls set up by a licensed surveyor. Mm-hmm. Either the owner provides it or the EPC will do it.
Yep.
As long as those controls are good, they should be fine. And we see it more and more contractors these days will bring a surveyor for various job sites. Mm-hmm. We'll mark a few points for control and not whatnot. Yeah. And over verification, and then they run their own base station. Most civil contractors have been doing this for years already.
Yeah.
Well, there's no difference.
Sure. So I think I'm following what you're doing here. So you're in the machine control business, which is the hardware. You're not developing the models or whatever. But the thing that's cool is that the same model that gets brought into the machine control hardware can be brought into the CivDot. Is that correct?
It's a flip.
It's a flip?
Yeah. The same files we have in our CivDots go to CivNav for our machine control.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
We've been focusing mostly on point tasks with CivNav. For now, we are going to go into more line work as well, like we did with the Civ.Mini, Mini, for the navigation as well, for the machine control.
Yep.
But for instance, if we have to mark where to do the wick drains or the pre-drill, right now we're driving an auger where to put that auger in the ground and make that hole.
Yeah.
It's the same file. And if you look closely at our website, the same electronic box that we had on our CivDots, that's the same box we put on our machine guided system.
Okay. That's
instead of guiding the robot, it guides the driver where to drive.
Sure.
And then is that just then hooked up to some visual tablet or something? And you got to put how do you know like where the arm or the boom is that you'd have to put some additional hardware to kind of localize all that?
Correct. So today we mostly are working with skid steers and telehandlers with forks. So we put that box on top of the cabin and measure the distance from the main antenna to the end of the fork and in the fork length. So if they change from a 4 foot to a 5 foot later, all I have to do is go to the setting and change your fork length, and then the rest is in the software that does everything for you.
Okay.
And I'll give you an example. One of our main use cases for the CivNav is distribution of piles.
Okay.
And they come in different lengths. So based on the length of the pile, we know the offset. And we also have already deployed this with a camera as well that measures the length of that pile and measures the offset. So we can support both. We can either assume you loaded the right pile.
Yep. And
then we also have a verification if needed with a camera.
Interesting. Talk about the workflow. What does it look like to prep the CivDot before it gets on site? And then when it's on site, it's the CivDot and one other person, right? Like what does that person do?
I like to say that the robot is the crew chief and the follower is the dealer.
Yeah, that's good.
And the robot, and it's kind of crazy to say this, communicates with the person. Let's say you have 5 pile types and they color code it red, blue, green, whatever. Right before the robot is hitting that coordinate, it will say red, mark red. with a speaker so loud that everyone could hear.
Right.
So all that Naylor needs to do is take that red nail from the canister that the robot is carrying for him,
right,
and hammer it in the ground where the robot is showing him.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can have it could be like, say, 5-second time for the operator, for the nailer to put it in.
Mm-hmm.
Or they can have the robot pause and wait for the operator to just press next, and it will go to the next point.
Okay. So is there a data collector that's tied to this whole system?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's, again, we basically provide this tablet that is a data collector in a way connected to the dual receiver GNSS on board.
Mm-hmm.
And we're using a dual receiver because it's more precise for navigation with the heading, just like machine control is more precise this way. And we also very, 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 very much care about accuracy, as you can tell. And we need that heading to be bullseye because our robotic arm requires that heading to be good. So we can make that fine adjustments towards the end.
Gotcha.
Everything is based on that 3D space that we have created.
Yeah.
So that's how you can get Aztec points, is with that data collector, and that's just kind of collecting as it go. It's kind of doing it at the same time, right?
We're measuring the ground every second. And when we do a marking, we take a 2-second, 3-second, 5-second shot, depending on your settings, and do the median there as well. And that will go into your topo report and to the as-built report, and to verify that you are within tolerance. But in parallel, you get a continuous topo if you want that data or not, for your civil team.
Yeah.
Well, that's an interesting concept, because all we've been talking about is using the CivDot to lay out things, but it also can collect data as well.
True. It collects two main sets of data. One is, productivity. Today in the world's environment, people say they do X, but in reality they do less than X usually. The robot knows what it did and reports the right number.
Sure.
So you have that as built.
Yeah. Can you load any other models in there? So let's say there's like a shallow utility around. Can it tell you, like, okay, you want a spot here? Wait, there might be something under here. One of the people listening asked about utility conflict and avoidance.
So you could install in our software background of, it can be a CAD, a PDF, or drone image as well. So you can see that as a robot is doing the task. You can create even no zones.
Yeah, okay.
Areas that
Interesting,
you can do that, but we're not like, there's not like okay, let's load this DXF and those are no zones. We don't have that. Most of our customers are doing new construction, and actually some of our customers lay out where they would install this utility lines that you don't want to cut, or the fiber optics. So they'll have the robot mark it over and over to make sure that do not dig through that. So yes, you can put a background. And actually, we have customers the opposite. Use our robot to mark where not to do.
Yeah, right. And that's where I've seen it done on some solar projects, where it's like on the utility side, where they're just putting pipes next to pipes all over the place, and they didn't care about the new one. They just knew that the next one went right beside the one they did last week, so they wanted to see where the one they did last week was, so they could dig right beside it. And it seemed like this would be a really good application for that, because you can say, hey, just go, hey, remember that thing we staked last week? Go and paint that. And then it'll be painted, and then the excavator will come and go right next to it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah,
it's
no doubt.
It's wild how much trenching and how many roads are built on solar farms. And then on top of that, we have a lot of piles, like a lot.
Yeah. So the thing is, excuse me, I choked on my tequila. You're laying out horizontal. You're not laying out vertical. So it's all horizontal, correct?
We're laying out horizontal.
Yeah.
We're measuring the vertical, and we're providing the customer the vertical deviation. So for instance, if you want to do a trench and you know what the elevation of the bottom of that trench needs to be, we'll give you that cut. And the same thing now for piling. Some small EPCs are not yet using GPS on their pile drivers, and they need to know the reveal, which is like a fill. Yeah, just give us that top of pile. We measure the ground. We'll give you the reveal. So we are providing that information, and we actually have multiple customers, actually mostly surveyors, use our robot just to make sure that the elevation is good within tolerance.
Okay. Interesting.
Can it yell at you like what the
what the hell are you doing?
Well, it's like I'm just imagine staking, and it's like, okay, I can hear here's where the stake is. That's
Delta
a cut
elevation.
of 4/10. Put a blue ribbon on it, that kind of thing. So, because that's essentially if the robot's the crew chief, it's got to say very, very plain instructions to the assistant or the instrument
in whatever language you want.
In whatever language you want.
There you go. One of the listeners commented too. One of the listeners commented that they are not allowed to put nails in the ground on solar sites. Have you run into that?
Yes, we have run into that, and we've run into jobs that are still putting nails, but then they're taking it out. And one of the reasons why we have the Civ Nav is for that exact reason. So Civ Nav eliminates the need to put nails in the ground on the solar farm.
Yeah, because you're basically just using the same box, and instead of putting a spot to put nails in, you just skip that step and just say dig right here.
Dig right there, or drop the pile there.
Oh, gotcha.
And
gotcha.
And the right pile. Remember, we have job site with 10, 12, 15 different pile types. Yeah. So the operator chooses, all right, I'm loading red, which is, let's say, 14 foot. It will show all the reds in the area that he needs to lay out, or we call it shakeout.
Interesting. Yeah.
And then he will drive.
Is that closer? Does that kind of go into what this Civ Move thing is on the on your website here?
Yes. Civ Move. We might change the name soon at some point, but
I would recommend that. Yeah, it doesn't flow off the tongue.
Civ Nav is pretty nice, but we might just call it Civ. Like, it's basically autopilot. Yeah. So it's Civ Nav without an operator, or with an operator that just does cruise control for him. It will just drive. And we already have done some demos for some of our key accounts, and we're going to be deploying this in the field this year.
So talk a little bit about, it says autonomous material distribution. Does that go into like what you're mentioning, like at a solar site where there's all like different sizes, and it basically knows where the parts are supposed to go and drops them next to it? Is that the idea?
So dropping, it's not idea, it's reality. It's the machine drives from point A to point B, stopping within 2 inches, for instance, which is close enough for distribution.
Sure.
Dropping a pile, dropping a pallet. There's a job that we're deployed on that has over 1 million panels.
Jesus.
And that's not a big job.
Crazy.
And they come in pallets that are 30, give or take, 30, 35. And they come on these trailers that they drop it on the access road, and then they have usually skids. I just go all day long, boom, 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 and to distribute them.
Yep.
And then they need to collect it when it's done. So they're distributing the panels, bringing it back, empty. We have a customer with a job site with 20 skid steers, just driving all day long doing this task.
So are those autonomous skid steers?
They will be.
They will be. Yeah. That's where I see this.
Right now it's cruise control, right? Or it's like
right now it's Google Maps.
Okay.
And it will soon be cruise control. And then look, we're going towards automation, Waymos and whatnot. So after the industry gets more comfortable with it, we will see driverless, cabinless. Again, today we don't have cabinless yet, but there are some of these construction equipment companies like Bobcat that revealed at ConExpo a cabinless.
It's so crazy. It's insane. It's crazy. Yeah.
All it does to me is seems like the price of solar is just going to continue to go down to build it. Because if you don't need as many, you can. That's the breaking point is you can't build these massive things. You got so many people, and a dozen survey crews marking thousands of points every day, and 27 Bobcats just going back and forth, dropping material when those aren't people in there. It's gotta make the cost of construction go down.
For sure.
And
that's where
in
it's going.
today's environment, we need to just create more energy at a more affordable price and be independent. We don't have to rely on oil and gas from other places in the world, or data centers consume so much energy. And almost every data center owner buys in parallel or owns as well a solar farm to power that, because that thing is consuming enormous amounts of energy.
Right. What role is AI playing in this?
At Civ or in general?
Well, I'm at Civ.
So at
we
Civ,
don't have enough time for general.
Yeah. At Civ, I would say we're using AI tools for development purposes, for creating quick proof of concept for our customers. If it's a dashboard for them to try out before we go and do fully blown integration. If it's, verifying our code, if it's double checking our calculations, is tilt correction on the skid steer, helps us or harms us in certain angles. And we actually found out that above a certain angle, actually is better to tilt correction with the skid, which is kind of weird to think about. How would you know?
Yep.
AI built this model for us and actually was correct. So now in our code, if it's above 20 degrees, we disregard the tilt correction.
Right.
So it does help us to speed up and test things faster, more efficiently. And then they build a better product for our customers.
So you mentioned like the big customer or big use case would be like solar. What other types of projects? One of our listeners commented about, seems like it's really awesome, but very specific types of projects it would apply to. What else have you seen this been used with?
So we've been using a bunch of data centers. Can't disclose owners and whatnot, but
sure.
Those job sites need to be built as fast as possible.
Sure.
And, we mentioned earlier the road striping business. Road closures in airports need to be remarked.
Airports.
Repaved.
Totally see it.
A lot. And those jobs are typically done at night. There's also a safety aspect there. And as a ex-field engineer in road construction and paving, a road closure is it's like a war zone. You get in there, you have to work as fast as you can, because at 5 a.m. or 5:30 a.m., whatever that time is,
it's open no matter what. There's no.
And if you don't open it, big fines. Massive
you're
fines.
punitive.
You don't want that.
By liquidated damages by the minute.
What would be a really cool application, and I'm sure you're obviously way smarter than I am and probably have already thought about this.
Those are the things you don't have to say, but continue on.
It's an assumption. Yeah. But I'm looking at here in Arizona, we've got TSMC, this massive microchip factory that's being built, right? And they've got like everything inside of these buildings has to be absolutely perfect. Like the slab has to be absolutely perfect, right? I could see the Civ dot putting like some sort of, whatever file into it, and it goes and marks where there is a deficiency in the slab. Like maybe it's too low, maybe it's too high, something like that.
Well, then it goes back to that vertical accuracy that we can get with it. And keep in mind, that's inside and not outside.
Yeah.
So good thing that you pointed that out. We do have a few customers who are actually using our Civ dots with a prism.
Oh, okay.
As well.
Sure.
So the robot is navigating with GPS, but the prism with the data collector on top of it is doing topo all day long.
Yeah.
So,
why not put a LiDAR sensor on it? I just think there's so many different things you could do with this.
There's a lot of things we could do with the machine. But I will say that we need to stay, as a company and as a founder, we need to still focus, and you will be surprised how many ideas and concepts companies come up to us and ask us to do for them.
Sure. Yeah.
And I always ask how many machines you need and how much you're willing to pay. And if that number in both is not big enough, we are not going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Because if it's a one-off waste of our time,
Right.
And if they're like, the machine can carry me. So carrying a prism,
Nothing.
that's nothing.
Yeah, I mean they can buy your machines and slap their own SLAM scanners on it and tool it around there and make it work. Like
Absolutely.
Yeah, totally.
Get creative with it, right?
Yeah. It has tilt. We have cliff detection, so it will not get off a cliff if you don't want it to. So we've done some of this stuff already in one product or another, and we can mix and match as needed.
Yeah.
Well, that does bring me up to a fun question, and obviously you can't disclose any particulars, and you may not want to, but what has, okay, so it doesn't drive off a cliff, but what has it gotten into that, there's got to be some fun stories here where it meandered into, the lunchroom or something, I don't know, but what are some of those stories that I'm sure you've come up with controls since?
Yeah, so there's the funniest thing that happened, I think, with the machine is like we had a customer telling us the robot fell into a trench. I'm like, it didn't just fell there. You were physically with it.
Yeah,
like
right.
it did not like it drove into a trench.
That's awesome.
Because there's a trench in the path, and you just were lazy to follow it.
Right.
And then what we found is that the customer, this is actually a ground improvement customer. They attached this tablet to the robot.
Oh.
And it was just spray painting. And the reason they did that, because one of the safety things that we have, the tablet has to be within Wi-Fi distance to the robot. So the operator is within distance and sees it.
Yeah.
So they just slapped it on top of it and then went to get their, I don't know if he wanted to get a dump or to get pizza. Well, I don't know what he did. And he just went into a trench.
I mean, if there is a way to do the job slightly lazier, someone will figure it out, right?
My gosh, that's crazy.
And we actually had multiple times customers call us, the robot broke. I'm like, what do you mean it broke? Like, it fell from the truck. I'm like, how did it fall from the truck? It's like, we forgot to close the bed. I'm like,
not the robot's fault.
And if they would have turned the robot on, it would not have fell because the motors would have kept it in place. The motor was turned on, but it was turned off, and it just fell. I'm like, yeah, it's called gravity.
Yeah.
So those are the funnier ones. And actually, it's in one of the early days, I did a demo for a customer. The demo was great. Everything was amazing. And I was actually driving it into my truck with a joystick.
Funny.
And it flipped backward. So I broke my own robot once. It took my guys like an hour to fix it. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
It was not as big of an impact, but the robotic mechanism, one of the motors there broke because it's a bit fragile again. Again, this was the earlier days. So things happen.
And that does bring me to another point. Like you did mention, what was the battery capacity?
It runs for 5 hours straight.
5 hours?
And you get 5 to 6 hours depending on your terrain. Of course, if you're in the mud, it consumes more. If you're in more compacted soils, it consumes less.
Yep.
And it's a hot swap. Like, you don't have to turn off the machine at all.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
Right. So
then I got one more.
No, go for it.
What about like I'm sure you'd have a robust program, but in the case where it does fall off the truck or something does happen, you guys have you guys repair it and you can help with customer service and technical support, that kind of thing?
We have full-blown technical support team that will fix your solution or problem, whatever you have, depending on the issue, of course. We rent and sell the machines.
So you do rent? Okay.
So if it's a rental, we probably just swap it out and fix it ourselves when the time comes, or we might just salvage what we want, depending on the how big is the damage. And if it's a good customer, we'll probably just swallow it. If it's a customer that not as good or not long term, they'll still be liable for that kind of stuff for negligence. But if it's just regular wear and tear, we cover everything. No questions asked policy.
Is there a stupidity clause?
I mean, there's the stupidity clause, and there's also a clause for losing the robot or theft. And you'd be like, we had a customer who rented a robot, used it for about 4 months, and then couldn't find it. I'm like, I don't care. Your monthly rental is still going. Until I get my machine back, I'm going to charge you for rent.
Oh, wow.
And if you say it was stolen,
yeah.
report to your insurance. I need to get, that machine it has value to me, and you need to pay that value.
Monson Engineering.
Yeah.
Love these guys. Monson Engineering is a leading supplier of surveying, GIS mapping, scanning solution products for the design build industry in the Intermountain West since 1974.
Wow, been doing it a while, mainly because they pride themselves in being your one-stop shop throughout all phases of your project, planning to completion.
From drones to lasers, total stations, or high-accuracy GPS equipment, they have what you need when you need it. To find out more, simply visit monsonengineering.com.
Let's talk about Aerotech Mapping for a little bit. Aerotech Mapping has been supplying high-quality geospatial solutions, services, and support for the AEC industry since 2002.
They have indeed. They also specialize in large-scale design-level photogrammetry for a variety of sectors within the AEC industry, including aviation, transportation, energy, commercial development, mining, public works, and wastewater, just to name a few.
Yeah, that's right. At Aerotech Mapping, they take great pride in the work that they do, all created by an amazing team of professionals. To find out more, visit atmlv.com. Well, it's got to be similar to like you mentioned Trimble, for example.
So funny.
Would you be getting the same calls if it was their Trimble RTK set? If it was their SX12 that fell off the truck, would they be calling Trimble and say, "Hey, you need to replace this because it fell off the truck"? It'd be like any other piece of hardware, right?
Yeah, that's why you have insurance.
Yeah, that's why you have insurance, and we do charge. My goal is not to make money from these maintenance. My goal is to make sure our customers are happy and get more machines and rent longer.
Yeah.
Or just buy the equipment. And we do have extended warranty and packages like that. And again, we take care of our customers, especially as a startup. We don't have the privilege of a larger corporation to charge for every small thing that we do for the customer.
Yeah.
So there's a bit more leeway here as well. And with the early adopters, we are very, very, very flexible in that sense because it helped us build the product that it is today. And in 2021, our robots had a lot more failures, a lot more issues.
Yeah.
And thanks to our customers, today we're far from that. And most of our customers support issues like the robot's not precise. I'm like, what has changed? Like, nothing. Are you sure? Yeah, I'm sure. Then we see the base station location moved.
Mm-hmm.
You have to do that in the CAL file.
Right.
We can't control that.
Yeah.
So a lot of our customer issues is those kind of things now. Depth of the file, north and east is flipped.
Yeah.
Stuff and more like user experience. And again, we still get those sometimes the calls like we broke something, or the antenna broke when they took the robot out of the truck or buggy. So we take care of the hardware as well as needed.
Sure. Yeah.
How long are you going to go before you still consider yourself a startup?
Good question. We're already at about 150 machines. I think once we doubled that, I'll probably stop saying a startup.
Got it. Okay.
But I like to keep the ratio of team size to robots like 1 to 8. So for every engineer I want to have at least 8 robots deployed.
Nice.
So is there let's say somebody went to the website and ordered one today. What is the wait time to be able to get one?
We can ship tomorrow. Today we actually had a customer reach out to us that saw a robot at a conference yesterday, and today he ordered it, and on Tuesday he's getting trained.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
So they're not like a 2-month backlog or anything like that.
If I was a 2-month backlog in construction, I would not have a business.
Yeah, right.
Construction companies want it yesterday.
Sure.
Yeah.
And one of our fastest sales was actually to one of our biggest customers now, Bechtel, that we met with them the first time in 2021 on a Wednesday on a phone call. On Thursday, we had a video conference. On Tuesday, they had a machine deployed in the job site.
Nice.
And a month later, they ordered 2 more.
I love it. That's the way it's supposed to work, right?
They want it yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
All right, we got lots of questions coming in here. Software update frequency?
Once every quarter or 2, depending on the use case. And we offer it. We don't have to push it.
rent? How much? I know you don't have to give us exact quotes, but how much? As far as a rental cost versus purchase? I mean, is it when do people want to rent it, and is that accessible versus just buying?
So we do have a minimum rental duration, and I would say if a company has enough volume to justify continuous rental, just rent it. But if they're like more sporadic, like most surveying firms, I have a job here, I have a job there in a month, you should own it, because if you can have a big gap of time without usage, that's kind of silly. But roughly at a 12-month rental, that kind of like balances when the purchase.
Got it. Understood. Yeah, and that answers that question very well, because that's what business managers like myself and a lot of our listeners, I'm sure, are the same way. It's like, okay, how long of a project do I need for this to make sense, renting versus buying?
I would say, in a not demeaning way, or just to simplify things, if you're sending more than one crew on a job site, you should get a robot. That's it.
Layout wise, yeah. What about one of our listeners? What's the export file that you would get from CSV?
Same CSV of the input plus the as built, timestamp, and everything in your northern eastern, including after your calibration.
Got it. So, I mean, everything I'm hearing, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it just seems like it's just another survey tool. That's not.
It's another rover. It's rover on wheels, and we actually call it a rover
on wheels. Oh, so okay, you got internally. Yeah, it's a rover. It's a rover. It's a roving rover.
Yeah, it's a roving rover, because the rover is an antenna, and the rover is a robot as well. So it's a rover on a rover.
So, I mean, it almost seems like a lot, because some of the other questions are like, oh, what about this? Like everything that applies to your current Trimble robot would apply to this. Insurance-wise.
Yeah. Your rover, the way you set up your rover with your RTCM, Satel, Trim Talk, whatever, same setup. You actually go to the web UI of the receiver, set it, because we don't care. We get an email message from that receiver of location and heading. That's all we care about from it. So you said your customers reach out to us. It's crazy. We have a massive deployment in India in the coming month. They're asking us, drilling us through all these questions about how to set this and this. I'm like, we literally showed you that we could connect to your base station on the job site. That's it.
That's it.
If you have a rover walking on the same job, we're going to be working just fine, because we connect to the same base with the same protocol, with the same infrastructure.
Like, do you say, like, do I need to put this on a pole and you hold it to make you feel like it's the same experience?
Look, that robotic arm is like a pole.
Yeah, exactly.
With tilt.
Yeah. I see on the Civ dot, there's two different receivers, right?
It's two antennas, not receivers. It's one receiver. Antennas. It's a dual receiver system.
Okay. Gotcha.
So it's the same system that you have on the machine control systems.
That's where I was going with it. Yeah, that's the same concept.
Correct. Yeah. So I would rather not. You could take the R780 as a receiver that has heading, but it's not as good as getting that dual receiver from Trimble or other brands from an accuracy standpoint and of heading, because heading is super vital for navigation and for the layout itself.
Yeah. Man, oh man, this is such good stuff. So good.
Well, anything else you want to get out there?
I got one more.
Obviously, there's some people that want to find out more, so you have to give us some.
Yeah, how do people find out more? What's the website?
CivRobotics.com. Everything is there. You can shoot us a message there on our website. We social media on LinkedIn, we post as well there as well when we go to conferences and whatnot. In California and Texas, we have a lot of deployments out there, so catching us in those regions quite often. And we have machines deployed from Australia, Saudi Arabia, Singapore, Romania, Israel, Germany, Spain, Portugal, all over the US. Like seriously, I've been to Chattanooga. My team has been to Corpus Christi and up to Wisconsin areas, and upstate New York, all the way to Hawaii.
Wow.
We have machines deployed in all those areas and all being supported from our team members here in San Francisco and in Texas.
Very cool. Very cool. I got one more question for you. Well, actually two if we have time. The first one is fast forward 5 to 10 years. And I'm really excited to hear your response to this. What does a fully optimized job site look like to you when it comes to robotics and machine control? And you got digital twins to throw in there. What does all this look like 5 to 10 years from now? Because I think there's going to be humanoids out there surveying. What does it look like? What does it look like for you?
I don't see even one humanoid out there.
I also don't think we ever went to the moon. So
yeah,
maybe in 10 years we'll see some humanoids involved there. I would say that, let's say for civil and for solar and for infrastructure and highways and airports, stuff like that, every heavy machine will have some sort of an IoT for controlling the machine and collecting the data around it, all working together in harmony based on a 4D BIM model that gets updated as we go, as reality check comes, mixed with digital twin from a drone as well. And I would say if today we have on that same job 100 construction people working there, we'll probably have 10 to 20 overseeing these machines architecture and adjusting what's needed and maintaining these beautiful orchestra. I'll say in 10 years. In 5 years, we'll probably be like halfway there. Maybe some machines will have it, some not. Just like Bob Cadicap showed some technologies in ConExpo, and there's a few machines that Cadicap showed that are working autonomously, but specific use cases for now. We saw that we see this happening in mining. We see this happening in agriculture. It's coming for construction. But we're going to start with a more simpler task, and as we probably in a decade from now, we'll have more complex tasks with 4D BIM fully deployed.
Yep. I got one more, Sean, and then you can take it.
Go for it,
because I want to hear his perspective on this. So obviously, Tom, you're not a surveyor, right? By trade,
I'm a civil guy with surveying experience of just like
that's a surveyor, but make your point.
That's a surveyor. So if you're advising a young surveyor or geomatics professional today, what skills do you think they should be building to stay relevant in an increasingly automated world?
That's a great question.
What do you look for, like for people that you hire? Like what is it you look for?
I look for two main things: passion and ability to learn and adapt. We live in an environment that changed so fast, and I think one of the best sales rep that I met in the geospatial work is a surveyor by profession. And making that change from surveyor to sales and being a sales rep in the space is interesting. So I would say be passionate about what you do, and as long as you enjoy what you're doing and learning and adapting to the environment, just like even maybe build yourself an AI tool to do design better, to do just stay up to what else is out there.
Love it.
Well, I'm already interested. I just put a proposal out today with 24/7 survey crews, and I'm like, who am I going to get to be on the crew at night? And now I'm like, maybe I think I found my answer here, because it's exactly what you said. It's one of those large scale projects with multiple crews, and it's got to run continuously. And I don't know. Anyway, really awesome stuff. Is there anything else you want to get out there that we haven't talked about yet, Tom?
Look, I would say, we're always looking for great talents to join us, help bring our product to market, help support our customers. And, and then they want to make sure that people listening to this, that we're not trying to replace surveyors in any way. We're trying to provide a tool, just like a rover is a tool, just like the robotic tool station is a tool versus a tool station that required more people to do the work. And we're providing this tool that companies across the board can use for whatever application they see fit. Like I said, from a fence line to an access road to a tree or a pile or a trench or a stripe. The robot is a tool, and we should be seeing it as a tool.
Totally.
Yep. It's another tool in the toolbox.
Yeah.
And all these tools have limitations. You have to understand that. But like Tom said very, very well just now, it's another tool in the toolbox that you should be considering.
It is. Love it.
Yep.
Good stuff. Tom, I got one last question. We ask everybody. You're no different. Do you have a mantra that you live by?
I don't know how much cussing is allowed in this.
All cussing is
podcast.
allowed.
Get shit done.
Well, whatever you want, buddy.
Get shit done and enjoy life. Get shit done and enjoy life.
Get shit done and enjoy life.
I love that one.
Really like that.
That's pretty much my mantra. I should use that one. All right. Tom, thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it. This has been a great conversation.
Yeah. We've had a great engagement on our live feed. People are asking all kinds of questions. Real quick, I did get a question about VAT tax.
VAT tax, we international.
Yeah.
On countries that have VAT tax, we kind of like share that weight, and we do have a slightly more attractive price for internationals because of that scenario.
10-4. Love it.
All right. Are you ready to wrap it up now, Sean?
I'm ready to wrap it up now. Take us out here, buddy.
Let's do that. All right. Great conversation. Thanks so much, Tom, for your time. This has been great. Civ Robotics, check it out. Another amazing tool for the toolbox.
Another reason to go to some of the cool conferences that we go to, because these are the cool people that we meet and talk to, and now we get to hear more about it.
We meet the coolest people. Tom is one of them.
Tom is one.
Until next time, everyone, be passionate about what you do. Get shit done and enjoy life. You know what I'm so excited about? As you know, I had to step out and use the restroom bio break. It took me about 3.5 minutes. In the new studio, it'll be about a minute and a half.
Exactly.
So I'm going to be so much more efficient.
So excited about the new studio.
Absolutely. Until next time, everyone. And most importantly, be safe and healthy.